is Michael Stewart Allen with Blue York 1. I know it's been a while since the videos, but I'm back. Happy summer, everybody. Happy Memorial Day week. I'm just here to talk about the game against Houston and then a little bit of the game against Orlando coming up. Basically, we went with 3 at the back at Houston again, and I got a few things to say about that. First of all, I think 3 at the back is a good plan, even though we got a bad result against Houston. I think that didn't necessarily have to do so much with the 3 in the back. I think if we do play that, there are a couple of things that have to happen. We have to have a healthy young Herrera. We were doing great in the game until Herrera got hurt. He really helps out that lineup and really creates a defensive block in the midfield. We lost the midfield battle from there on out. I love Tommy Mack, but he's not young Herrera. Herrera does a ton of things for us off the ball that we don't necessarily see all the time, and it became evident when how Houston exposed us in the second half of that game. The other thing is that if we do lose Herrera like that, I think we do have to push Ring back up. We have to push Ring back up in the midfield. We should go into the back with, maybe brought in Hotanji at that point, or Chanel if we have that. We need to be able to play that 3 back with someone other than, Ring driving back in there. Or if you want to play a central defensive midfielder in there, you need to get James Sands maybe in there as well. Somebody has to block that midfield. The big problem was the exposure in the midfield that we were losing to Houston in the second half. That's the big change. When Herrera got hurt, that hurt the whole game. We should have been able to change back into that, and I think that's what we have to work on being more fluid with in the future going forward, is being able to move into that formation and out of that formation as our needs warrant. That's what's going to really make that formation powerful. The other thing is, I think that, if we do that formation, I think Shradi has to be in it somehow. He has to be in there somehow. Tennerholm was out when we tried it at home. I think that's probably what's got to happen again. You got to put Shradi in there, get him on the field, get him creating chances, get him creating that creativity in there. Somebody has to be dangerous other than Burgett and Villa up top. Somebody in the midfield has to be a danger to them, and somebody has to be creative in the midfield. Maxi can only do so much. They can stop him. You've got to have that. I think Shradi has to be a part of that lineup if we go forward. That being said, when we move into the game against Orlando coming up, it could be anybody's thing. We're in the Bronx, so the smaller field is going to help that 3-back formation. If we want to go 3 at the back again, 5 in the midfield, I think there's a good chance we see that again. It depends. A lot depends on how we practice this week, who we move into that midfield role in place of Herrera. Again, I don't think Tommy Mack is the answer there. I think we have to have somebody else that comes in there and does something. Whether we put Ring back in there, and we put Chanel in the center, or reevaluate the back 3. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but something has to happen that way. I think there's a good chance we see it. It works well on a smaller field. The bigger field in Houston didn't help us much at all. And then again, I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to the old formation as well. What it does is it makes Jason Kreis and everybody have to think about what we're going to do at Yankee Stadium, and that's a good thing. The other formation is a good thing. I think we'll rebound well. I think it's going to be a really tough game in the Bronx. I hope everybody comes out and supports the team. It should be a beautiful night in New York City for soccer. Come on out and see the games, and I'll see you at the stadium. All right, thanks. Bye.